Hello everyone and welcome back. Please let me explain. I understand we're playing mono red. We hate mono red. We all hate it. But let me explain why we're playing it here today. Mono red has recently just won a challenge, an MTGO challenge. If you don't know, that's Magic the Gathering Online. It's another client where you can buy into these tournaments and you can play, and a lot of decks are represented there. But not only did this deck win that challenge, it also placed well in other slots in that challenge. You got like 5th and 6th, and I think like 9th and 8th. So it's doing really well. And why does that matter right now? The newest RCQ season, the tournaments to qualify to get a chance to play in a tournament that qualifies you for the Pro Tour, as much of a mouthful as that is. If you're wanting to play in the Pro Tour or get to the Pro Tour, the RCQ season is standard. And this deck being at the top of the meta, in that we need to kind of look at it and approach it and give it a chance and kind of look at what you want to do. Because the other option is this is the most cheap deck in standard that you can buy, just straight up, unless you play a budget deck, of course. But this is the most competitive cheap deck that you can get into, so it will be everywhere. So you do have to watch out for it. You do need to know what you're kind of getting into when you go to these tournaments and you see these decks out there. So today we're going to play mono red, as much as I don't really want to. We're going to play it. We're going to see how it goes. We can kind of see what their hands look like and get better knowledge for the future when it comes to playing against this deck in paper. So with that said, if you all enjoy my content, please be sure to subscribe. I truly appreciate it. And let's just get out there and do the darn thing. Oh no, we go first with a really nice curve. Sweet. Hope my opponent doesn't keep a slow hand. Sometimes you just have to turn them sideways sometimes. No talk, no think, just do. Sure. No talk, no think, just do. That's all you're getting from me. You think I'm talking through my plays? No talk, no think, just do. Oh, this deck's so stupid. Hate this deck, bro. Okay. Let's just get it over with. Rip off the band-aid. Oh, and we're first. Oh, it's over. It's all over. Sorry, blue-white control. I'm playing mono red. I like that. So, weirdly enough, we actually want to play Felden here. The spot up removal is pretty good. Again, for blue-white, they're not really going to do any damage here. We want to play Felden. Ooh. I don't like playing that instead. Well. Let's do this the opposite way, actually. Charming Scoundrel. We'll have it come in with a Wicked Roll token attached to itself. Play a mono. We'll bonk them. We'll boop them. We could get hit with a temporary lockdown, which is kind of brutal. But on one hand, I didn't want to play Godric because obviously it get lost. It's just brutal. But there comes the temporary lockdown. Obviously, that's tough. We have really no way to deal with that as of right now. What we'll do is we will play a Felden. And we'll play another Kamano. We'll ping them. And then we'll attack. In worst case scenario, we'll put in a Godric. It'll go up to 4. And we have to dodge Wandering Emperor. We've been here before. We know the dodge. I actually lost this for playing around Get Lost, and that's kind of the problem if you are a mono red deck and you play around spells. It'll actually come back to bite you. Ooh. Land drop, very nice. Just have Godric come in. Mono put a counter on it. Combat. We'll hit. Might as well play the land. Fast here. You're at 4, opponent. I have a lot of burn. I have a Mistress Foundry. I have a Kamano flipping. Sunfall doesn't work here. Sunfall is your only play. You lose. Surprise. If you don't remove the board, you lose. Surprise. Yeah, you're not in a great spot. Another lockdown doesn't work. It kind of does. Like, Jace can +1 Godric and buy you a couple turns if you temporary lockdown his board. -2, we mill 3. Lightning Strike was on top, and Lightning Strike was 2 cards down. Wow, this deck. Go first. This hand's sweet. Can play with fire, maybe find a land, play the scoundrel, put a little, you know, wicked roll token on it. If we find a land, if we don't find a land, then we can, you know, make a treasure and then fire off a Godric. We'll probably play Squee first. I'm actually going to go ahead and remove that. I think that's a little bit more important than our Scry. Rip a Felden. I want to play Farming Scoundrel because I want to make the treasure. Want to attack? No. A little small one. Just a single one. Stalia, of course. We knew that was probably coming. We could play a Felden, and they're not really going to want to block it, but you can also play a Godric. Make it a little bit awkward to block regardless, which I don't think they will. Human's not going to be a fun matchup for us. Especially them going on to play, and there's a Packle. No blocks. It's a race that we have to win. It's a race we'll try to. Let's put this in. Another treasure. Godric's got flying. We'll use these as kind of chump blockers if needed. We'll have to kind of rely on Godric winning this game here. Play a Squee. We could barrel it for free. A little tough. It's gonna get real tough. Go fast. Now they can put a count. Oh, you did it backwards. You have to be careful with what they just did. If they wanted to resolve this into, which I assume they do, you have to actually... that both the triggers will go in the stack. You actually have to kind of stack them to where the pack will resolve after. Element 8 already. Land what? Playing Squee and I attack. This will flip. Doesn't really nothing. If I attack, I'm just too slow and I'm dead on backswing. I'm pretty sure I'm just hooked here. Oh, they got it. Okay. Again on the play. With a decent hand. So we'll keep. Mono. No surprise here. Obviously, we like playing Mono. Oh, no, it's the mirror. I'm on the play. Oh, what a fantastic draw. A card that they never want to have to deal with because, again, in the mirror, Felden is a nightmare. Because all you have is burn. Oh. Not like playing mono red against mono red and you being on the play, huh? Oh my god. I'm the mono red player. I go first. Game's so unfair. I hate it here. Okay. We keep. I mean, it kind of fits all the criteria that we want. Land, mono, and then a 2-drop to go with mono to make a 3/3. Everything there fits. So we go with it. Now we'll find out what they're playing. Plan can mean a lot of things. And it's very unclear. Looks like Boros control. Gaining life is kind of cringe. Supposed to lose life. Play lands that hurt you, opponent. Play one of these so they can attack if we find that that's our planet we want to do. Mishra's Foundry, I mean. We want to bring it up and attack. When we play Mountain, we can bring this up and then attack for a ton. Okay. Yeah. Seems like a tough matchup. I've hit them for 4 and they're at 20. Something about this deck just being out there is making me incredibly happy. So, can we do anything really about this? Not entirely. I mean, we can. We're going to play a Phoenix chick. We're going to go to combat. And we're going to attack. They're going to Witch Stalker friendly this thing. Of course we have a Witch Stalker friendly opponent. Why would we not? Now we have to dodge and depopulate, and then hopefully a sunfall, which means next turn we'll be bringing up a foundry and attacking with it, and not going to commit any more creatures to the board. Because we just need Squee to close the game out after that. But it'll be very tough. It'll be very hard. Kind of depending, I guess. Even Arena hates mono red. It is my turn. They played another one. Okay, so they did a whole thing here. Pretty much already laid out my plan. Next. Back. Here we go. Didn't mean to accidentally slow roll my opponent because this is kind of tough. Hopefully somehow they know what happened to me. That's what I had to do. But they're in a weird spot because if they sunfall here, we have Foundry that can hit for 4. We'll have a Squee plus a Play with Fire. But it's a little bit awkward. They have a Candy Trail. Which one? Sack gains life, I think? Yeah. This is an Emperor. Could be it. We can do some shenanigans to prevent them from gaining life if we want to. Oh no! Wandering Emperor! Is it worth?
Confident? You're just underwhelming.
Because if they do this, I can take this away and they gain no life. But if I don't, they only gain 2 and 3 is more than 2. How that works? I mean, kind of.
My judgment is fine.
Hit. I guess we just end turn. We don't have to do anything now. That's a lightning strike there. 2/2 is in our way. Sure.
See you later.
You're on another Emperor, obviously we probably lose. Yeah. Well, hits us down. It's out of the way. You have more life on the horizon because of this Candy Trail. We have to be aware of that. In theory, it's 7 right now. Play Charming Scoundrel. Make a treasure token. Now we're going to do the opposite, where we rely on our Foundry to end the game instead of the Squee. Because this is lethal. No matter what way you cut it, I'm pretty sure it's lethal. 2, 4, 6 plus the 1 that Squee makes. If they have a removal spell, you could have lay down arms, I guess. Nope. One for the good guys. My opponent goes first. Apparently, Arena didn't get the memo that if I'm playing mono red, I must be on the play. Well, it kind of got it right? they kind of know mono red's supposed to be on the play. I would just prefer it to be me. I'll play a Felden. It's not really the one I want to remove. Okay. Oh, so scary. Really weird. We're just playing Smack Each Other Simulator. And he went first, so. At 16, I'm at 16. They're hitting me for 4 plus their turn. I have no removal besides Witchstalker Frenzy. So, yeah. Server crashes again. I'm gonna be so mad. Okay. Yeah. Now what do I do? Do I just concede? What am I going to do? Play Godric and just have it block and die? Yeah, you got it. Again, feel like it's pretty reasonable that I have no win there, but all right, we go first. We have a really solid hand. We have pretty much an ideal hand overall. We have Kamano into a 2-drop that's a 3/3 and then a Godric. Sometimes we will like be fine with playing a couple 1/1s. At the rest, it misses everything, so that's cool. Especially now that they don't really have a removal. We play the Foundry because if we want it to attack later, obviously we're not going to have it attack next turn. But we could. It's like 2 damage is more than 1. No? On a flip? If you have it, you have it. Like, I'm going to assume you have go for the throat. But, you know, I turn him. To be turned. 5. Alright. 3 Graveyard Trespasser. Ooh. That's... Wow. I mean, I guess I lose to that. We don't have any spells, so we might as well play this out too, I guess. Not about waiting till next turn to play land and then just kick it, so it's also another 3/3. But, you know. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Guess what's not enough? My hand. Phoenix chick? A dangerous creature. One of a kind, actually. So if I attack, they go to 11. They block and I only deal 4. Guess what, team? I think we lost. 1. But we can always try here. It would take a little bit more than 4, but because of the Foundry. That's a lifelinker. I'm empty-handed. I've got nothing. You don't also care to remove the Flesh Gorger. Attack with it actually makes it easier, because then they don't also negate 3 damage from me, which was the big concern on the opposite way. Oh. I would like to ship in the team. As good a time as any. Good as time as any. They get rid of Kamano. That's the only block. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. Okay. This one. I feel like not blocking with the bat is kind of insane. Even if you have removal, I still think not blocking with the bat's kind of insane. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you not block with the bat? You know, a cut down as well. Holy, their hand was played to hate us. Wow. We went from like incredibly lethal to missing out. That's nuts. I guess if you have everything covered by a landslide, why would you do anything else? Draw, I guess. Play Godric. Attack. Now we just kind of have to sit here for a second. I mean, yeah. Got it, big dog. Not a lot we can do if their hand's entirely catered to beat us, so. Sometimes you run into the gauntlet. Oh my. Ah! Good. Anybody that wears glasses understands probably this one thing more than anything. When you get your hair cut and a hair falls in between your glasses and your eyeball, holy, it's the scariest thing on the planet. Okay. Honestly, I think I'm just going to make this scoundrel huge. That's actually a lie. I'm going to discard a card and draw a card. It's going to be like that. That's why we do it, baby. Get those lands out of the way. We do die to a life gainer. Nice. Let's see him. Bring him out. Bring out that 2/2. Where's he at? Oh, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong 2/2. What are you doing? That's not the right one. Hacking? Low? Don't you worry, big dog. I got it covered. I assume there's going to be a block thrown here. No, no block. Get that out of the way, I guess. That thing can grow exponentially, and it can increase the Spirited Companion's size by a mile, so we just want to get it off the board. Because realistically, they'd grow both of them to roughly like 2/2s or 3/3s, or attempt to. They keep attacking me. Somebody help this person. Do they know that I'm mono red? I'm shipping them sideways every single chance I get. Don't worry. I have another Witch Stalker Frenzy. I need a spell and them to attack again. I'm surprised that they attacked. With them playing like one card a turn, that was throwing me off. I didn't like that. Those are only bigger because of Weaver. We don't need to really worry. Attacks. Yes, yes. Oh, we got so. Regardless, get their whole board gone, and it's all exiled. Everything is exiled here because of Kamano. This is probably the most work I've ever seen Kamano do. Like just in general, that's 5 cards just in exile. Weaver is good. They basically played the same cards over and over again. How many Spirited Companions is that? 3? That's good. All good. Scoundrel might be best draw, arguably. We's also a good draw. Realistically, we play it, we just ship them. Do I ship the Swiss Spear and give them a free block? No, because I don't even think there's like a lot of free blocks. Sure? You sure? Like, still take quite a bit. And we have a Squee to bring back next turn. That's what I was saying about like the blocks not really being free. Alex is fine. The only thing I was really afraid of was like Ossification Weaver copy, but that also was like super scary. For like them, because they have to tap out. Ossifications, sure. Uh-huh. So, Weaver... You have an Audacity? You have an Audacity? Oh, no, you messed up. They could add Weaver copy and get rid of my Scoundrel. Phoenix Chick. Why wouldn't we draw what we need? All right, now that I've been in limbo long enough, I think I'm done. Okay. To be honest, I think mono red, like, it doesn't suck. I hate it. I hate this deck. Because the amount of times you do just lose to this deck because they're on the play. They go first, and then they just have the perfect draw of Kamano, Felden, or Charming Scout, or whatever, 2-drop to make it really big, or like a nice solid Swiss Spear plus play with fire, into a flip Kamano into playing Godric, and then you just feel so far behind. And as soon as you think you're fine, they lightning strike you and then play with fire you, and you're like, well, guess I died. Cool, I had a lot of fun. Thank you. So overall, I hate it. However, mono red and aggro decks are actually good for the format, as frustrating as they can be at times. I almost prefer to lose to mono red than the Boros Imidange recruiter deck, because I feel like mono red is just really good because it synergizes incredibly well. The Imidange deck kind of is like, hopefully I put enough creatures in play and you play no board wipe whatsoever. Because if you play like any, like it doesn't even matter what board wipe you play against that deck. You can play any of them at random. And if you get one, they like lose on the spot. This deck still can fight back. It can still play and do things like that. So I do appreciate that. And I do think aggro decks are good overall for the meta, because it keeps some of the bigger control decks in check. Because if this deck didn't exist, if other aggro decks didn't exist, all you would see is Domain. Domain would run the gauntlet, or Jace Piles would just run the gauntlet, and that would just be it. And there wouldn't be anything you could do about it. Like, they just wouldn't be able to run free. So everybody would just play them, and then every match would be 40 minutes, and then we'd have to sit here and play them all. However, again, like I will say in the intro, we kind of played this because it did win a challenge, and it actually plays very well in that challenge. It not only won, but I think it got like 5th, it got like 6th, it got like 8th, 9th. It's up there. And with the newest RCQ season, regional something qualifier, I don't remember, but the regional qualifiers to qualify for the Pro Tour coming around, we kind of want to focus on some of the decks that are going to be there. And so you can see what they're playing, you can see what they do, and not just have to be on the other side. You can kind of see how their hands play out, what they kind of play to, what they kind of hinge to. So you can get a feel for what you need to look out for during your games. Outside of that, we do have the sideboard. I'm going to link the first deck list, but I'm also going to link the challenge. So if you don't like this one, you can... Sorry, I smacked my microphone. If you don't like this one and you want to play mono red in paper, it's a great option. Overall, the best thing I can say about the deck is this is by far the cheapest deck that you can buy in standard. If your budget's not that high, you don't want to commit to another format. So you play modern, so you play pioneer, maybe do some other things like you play some commander and stuff. You're like, I want to play standard. I want to go to my local shop and support it or whatever, or I want to go to these RCQs whenever they're around my area. This is a very cheap deck that you can get for a reasonable price and actually play it, and it is competitive, as all will be. So other than that, I hope you all did enjoy the content. I hope the banter wasn't too over the edge. Sometimes I get a little unhinged and it comes off wrong, but hopefully that didn't happen today, and I hope you all enjoyed the content. And if you did, I'm glad. So I'll see y'all later, and goodbye.